How much is a dime really worth? 10 cents. Maybe a little more if it's old. Wrong. There's one specific dime, just one tiny coin, that's been shocking collectors across the United States. It's the 1982 Roosevelt Dime from the official U.S. Mint proof set, and believe it or not, this little coin could be worth more than your car, your vacation, or even your entire monthly salary. This isn't just some old piece of change, this is a mirror-like, collector-grade coin that was never meant for regular circulation. It was minted in San Francisco, with the sharp, distinct S mint mark, and sealed in a proof set designed only for collectors. And here's where it gets really wild. These proof coins were struck using polished dies and specially prepared planchets, giving them that stunning frosted design with deep, glass-like backgrounds. The kind of coin that looks more like a tiny silver trophy than money. But only a few of these coins came out absolutely perfect, without even a microscopic flaw. These are the coins graded PR70 DCAM, the highest grade possible. Flawless. No marks. No haze. No blemishes. Just perfection sealed in plastic, and if you have one, you could be sitting on an absolute jackpot. You see, collectors in the US are always chasing those perfect proof coins, especially from the 1980s. And the 1982 Roosevelt Dime is one of the most searched, most hunted, and most underrated proof coins in the entire Roosevelt series. Why? Because the 1982 proof dimes were part of a transitional period for minting standards. And that means small variations, subtle die differences, and rare ultra-high grades are even harder to find, making the best ones extremely valuable. You wouldn't believe the bidding wars happening right now over the top-graded 1982 proof dimes. Coin forums, auction houses, and high-end dealers are buzzing. People are digging through their old sets, trying to find the one. Maybe it's sitting in your drawer right now. Maybe it's in that inherited coin collection you've never even opened. Maybe it's hiding in plain sight. So what should you look for? A clear, deep mirror finish. No spots, scratches, or smudges. Frosted design details that pop out like a 3D sculpture. A strong, clear S mint mark. If you've got that, and it grades PR70, you just might have a dime that could change your life. Still think a dime can't be worth much? Well, one flawless proof 1982 Roosevelt Dime has already sold for $1,600, but the rarest, most pristine version, the one graded at the absolute top with ultra-deep cameo contrast, sold for a jaw-dropping $65,000. That's right. A single dime. Worth $65,000. So go check your proof sets. Your next big payday might be hiding behind a 10-cent coin. Would you believe me if I told you a dime, just 10 cents, could actually be worth more than $50,000? Sounds insane, right? But it's real. And it's happening right now with one of the most shocking modern coins hiding inside US proof sets across the country, the 1986 Roosevelt Dime from the official US Mint proof set. Yes. The dime you've probably never looked at twice might just be the next life-changing coin in your collection. Let me explain why this tiny coin is turning heads in the coin-collecting world. In 1986, the San Francisco Mint struck a limited number of Roosevelt dimes exclusively for proof sets. These aren't coins that ever saw a cash register, a vending machine, or a pocket. These were specially struck using high-quality dies on polished blanks to create a mirror-like finish with frosted details, designed for collectors only. But not all proof dimes are created equal. Only a very small number of the 1986 proof dimes came out perfect. And I mean absolutely flawless, no scratches, no milk spots, no marks at all. Just deep cameo contrast, sharp features, and breathtaking clarity. Those coins are graded PR70 DCAM, and in the coin world, that's as good as it gets. And when one of those hits the market, collectors go crazy, because the Roosevelt Dime series is one of the most heavily collected series in the United States, and proof coins from the 1980s are among the most searched and hunted today. Especially ones from years like 1986, where the proof set mintage was limited and the odds of finding a perfect specimen are unbelievably low. Now imagine this, you're holding your 1986 proof set in your hands. You open the case. That tiny Roosevelt Dime is gleaming inside. You send it in for grading, and it comes back PR70 DCAM. Boom, you just leveled up in the collector world. This isn't fantasy. This is happening. These coins are quietly being pulled from forgotten collections and flipped at auctions for serious money, and here's the truth most people miss: some of the most valuable modern coins in the world aren't ancient, or silver, or gold, they're modern proof coins hiding in plain sight. Like this one. Right here. So if you've got a 1986 US Mint proof set, it's time to take a very close look at that Roosevelt dime. Because it might just be the most valuable thing you own. Now for the numbers that make collectors' jaws drop. One perfectly preserved 1986 proof Roosevelt dime has already sold for $1,500, but the cleanest, rarest, highest graded version? That beauty sold for an unbelievable $55,000. That's right. A 10-cent coin, worth $55,000, check your proof set. Look again. That little coin could turn out to be your biggest payday. You may have walked past a fortune today, and it could have been sitting inside an old proof set in your drawer. Because right now, in the world of rare coins and collectible treasures, one of the most underestimated gems is hiding in plain sight: the 1993 American Roosevelt Dime, struck only for the US Mint proof set. This isn't a coin you'd find in your spare change. It's not something you'd toss in a tip jar. This dime was never made for circulation. It was specially minted at the San Francisco Mint, and only included in collector-exclusive proof sets. But what makes this 1993 proof dime so insanely valuable? Let's break it down. First, the strike. These dimes were created using hand-polished dies and specially prepared coin blanks, which means they come out ultra-sharp, mirror-like, and with an almost glassy surface. The frosted details on Roosevelt's profile seem to float above the deep, dark background. It's like holding a tiny piece of art. Now here's the greedy part: most people stored these proof sets without knowing how to preserve them. Over the years, many of these dimes developed spots, haze, or tiny scratches. That means only a few have survived in flawless condition, and if you happen to find one of those ultra-rare survivors graded PR70 DCAM, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding potential thousands of dollars. Collectors and dealers across the US are now hunting for this specific proof dime. Why? Because the early 90s proof coins are in huge demand, especially those with perfect grades. The Roosevelt series is one of the most searched and most widely collected in America. And proof coins like this from the 1993 San Francisco Mint are gaining serious momentum. It's the perfect storm: low population in top grade, high collector demand, and massive auction buzz. Imagine pulling out your 1993 proof set, getting that dime graded, and seeing the words PR70 DCAM on your slab. That moment could instantly turn a forgotten set into a serious payday. These aren't just coins, they're hidden assets. And with the right grade and condition, they're cash in your pocket. So what are we talking about in terms of value? Well, one of these beautiful dimes in top condition recently sold for $1,200, but the most pristine, perfectly preserved, flawless version of the 1993 Roosevelt dime from a proof set? That one sold for an eye-watering $45,000. Yes, you heard that right. A 10-cent coin, worth $45,000, still ignoring your proof set. Maybe it's time to take a second look, because that little dime might be holding your biggest financial. Think a dime can't make you rich? Think again. There's a coin out there, small enough to slip through your fingers, light enough to go unnoticed, and ordinary enough to be hiding in plain sight, that's turning average collectors into serious profit makers. It's the 1996 American Roosevelt dime, and it didn't come from pocket change. It came from something most people forgot they owned: the US Mint proof set. This isn't just another Roosevelt dime. This is a collector's treasure struck in San Francisco, marked with the signature S Mint mark, and minted with one purpose: perfection. Unlike regular coins made for circulation, proof dimes are struck multiple times with specially polished dies and planchets. The result? A flawless, deep mirror background and razor-sharp frosted designs that literally shine under light. These coins were never meant to be spent, they were made for display, admiration, and for collectors with a sharp eye. And here's where things get seriously interesting: the 1996 Roosevelt proof dime is now on the radar of every serious US coin collector. Why? Because it's part of a wave of modern-era proof coins that are rapidly rising in value, especially in the elusive PR70 Deep Cameo grade. That's the holy grail of proof coins. It means no blemishes, no spots, no imperfections, just total, certified perfection. And guess what? Out of the thousands of 1996 proof dimes minted, only a tiny number have achieved this top grade. Most have the smallest of flaws, imperfections so slight they're invisible to the naked eye but enough to drop the value significantly. But those few perfect survivors? They've become legendary in the coin collecting world. They're being hunted, hoarded, and fought over at major coin auctions. Search trends are exploding. Collectors, resellers, and investors are poring over proof sets, desperate to find the one. Because one flawless 1996 Roosevelt proof dime can transform your collection into a cash cow, this coin has become one of the most searched proof coins in America, right up there with rare pennies and high-value quarters. It's modern, it's affordable to start with, and it has enormous upside if you find the right grade. So go check your proof sets. Look closely. If you've got a 1996 Roosevelt dime that looks like a mirror with a frosted sculpture sitting on it, you might just have hit the jackpot. Let's talk numbers. One perfectly preserved example of this coin has already fetched $1,100, but the most flawless, top-graded, untouched 1996 proof Roosevelt dime sold for a jaw-dropping $75,000. Yes, a single dime, worth $75,000. 10 cents turned into tens of thousands. That's not a coin, that's a payday. So grab a magnifying glass, dust off that old proof set, and look again. Your 10-cent piece could be a hidden treasure waiting to change your life.